Can I just highlight the fact that just on one project, the committee's come to a new culture, and it's going to be pretty strong. And we've like 50 million on one project just by having a look at it saved. And we discover a building proved here, built overseas, turned out to be a different building altogether. Oops, sorry about that. We built the wrong building. I mean, so what you need to know is a new order coming to the Public Works Committee, because you know, it's been too much of an easy touch for too many people who thought it was an easy touch. Right, where are we up to? We move on.
I'm happy to put my questions on that.
So, okay.
One quick one, Chair. We got time?
Yep.
Just one quick one. Ms. Stabe, you indicated that an employee was dismissed for credit card misuse in the last few months. Could you tell us what level the employee was and how much was involved?
There was an employee dismissed in the last couple of months for credit card abuse. The level of the person was middle management, and I don't have the figure at hand about the amount involved.
Okay, because it's a pretty serious issue because they were dismissed. What about some of the officials? Does someone have the amount? Gentlemen, you got that blank look on your head. It's not that hard. How many people get dismissed from credit card misuse? Someone must have the figure. And I don't believe you don't. It's got to be there somewhere.
Can I just ask, while you're thinking about that, given the Crimes Act has a thing called misprision felony, has it been reported to the police?
This incident had not been reported
Well,
to
then
the police.
someone who knew about it, didn't report it, is a criminal under the Crimes Act. You understand the Crimes Act and misprision felony?
Senator Heffernan?
Yep, okay. I'm putting you on notice.
Well, just Chair, someone's got to have the figure.
No, look, I'm sorry, I don't have the figure at hand. I just can't recall.
Look,
It was
Chair,
around.
through you,
Can I?
next time they come to Senate estimates, can they do their homework?
It's around.
I think in the order of about $10,000 to $20,000. It was around travel, if my memory serves me right.
Okay, Ms. Stabe, for future Senate estimates, if you can just come out with that rather than we don't have a clue, it would make life a lot easier.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair, on that very issue, will you be doing a referral to the DPP on this very issue? Surely embezzlement, whatever they want to call it, for $10,000 to $20,000 should face criminal charges.
On this matter, it won't be referred, but on another
Why?
matter, as soon as we discovered an issue, we referred it directly to the Australian Federal Police, and in fact that matter is before the courts as we speak.
If this bloke or this person was sacked for $10,000 to $20,000 roughly on a credit card that put items on that credit card they weren't allowed to put on, and that doesn't get referred to the DPP, why not?
Well, we haven't done that, Senator.
Yeah, but you said that in this matter it's not going to be referred to the DPP. I'm asking you, why not? I mean, I try this all the time with ASIC and financial planners and forward signatures and that, and they just seem to do this white-collar crime and walk away scot-free. I think it's totally unacceptable. Will you refer this to the DPP, please?
Senator, I'll have a look at that.
Can I just carefully remind you of the Crimes Act and the obligation, not if you're sure, if you have reasonable knowledge of an act like fraud, you yourself become a felon under the Crimes Act if you don't report it, which is the problem I've got with that guy from the Hillsong Church. I mean, he's given himself away. Senator Fawcett.
Yeah, last estimates we spoke about Rockhampton, the non-directional approach.
Yes.
I got a response back on notice indicating that it had changed and it wasn't economical to rework the airspace boundaries. My question at the time was, given that you have places like Sunshine Coast, where you have a non-directional approach that goes outside the airspace, outside controlled airspace, and it's still deemed safe, why are we disadvantaging operators at Rockhampton by insisting on not allowing them to conduct an approach during air tower hours that is safe and legal outside of tower hours?
Senator, if I may, I'll ask Mr Hood to answer that question.
Senator, thank you. Following the last estimates hearing, we've had some ongoing discussions with the Civil Aviation Safety Authority in relation to the Rockhampton NDB approach. The problem, as you'd be aware, lies really where the approach doesn't go outside the airspace so much, but the tolerance of the approach do. So in discussions with CASA in relation to Rockhampton, we've agreed that CASA have agreed to review the rule set. So is the rule set really applicable in relation to that, particularly the Terminal Area Instrument Flight Procedures, the TIFPs, and also the CASA 172 MOS, and also in discussions with CASA, we've agreed to go back once again and have a look at whether we can generate an airspace change proposal on ACP, which may amend the airspace slightly and therefore encompass those procedures within the Class D airspace.
I'm heartened to hear that. What's your time frame, Mr Hood?
So I spoke as recently as this morning to CASA, and so, Senator, if I can take the time frame on notice, I'll advise you as soon as I can of that. An airspace change proposal in itself doesn't take very long to prepare, but obviously it requires us to consult extensively in the Rocky vicinity in terms of the airspace itself.
Given the precedent that you haven't reached it all, though, where the approach does go outside a controlled airspace, is not a short-term and cheaper solution to revert to the previous scenario where the same approach with the same airspace was available to operators whether in controlled hours or not?
Certainly, Senator, I think that's the basis of the regulator agreeing to review the rule set. So if currently, because it says in the TIFP that the approach must be contained within the airspace, so if there was some leeway from the regulator in relation to that, then in my view we could return that approach to use.
I'll just finish with a comment again. We need to be regulating with the interests of commercial viability and safety, not just compliance with a rule set. If there's no safety case and it has a commercial harm, then we are not being a good regulator.
Understood, Senator. Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank
Chair.
you. So that just about completes my final question is, the person that defrauded with the credit card, did he make good the fraud amount? Or did he just say, you're sacked, see you later?
He has left the organisation, and I'll have to check whether we pursued the repayment of the monies.
Unbelievable.
On that, Chair, if I just let Ms Stove know for the next round of Senate estimates that I want you to come prepared with all the information on the credit card misuse, and if there have been any other examples of credit card misuse, travel misuse, anything that has been in the structure of AirServices Australia in the last, I don't know, take 3-5 years. So we
Anyhow,
don't
I'll be
have to play
consulting
the
with the
charades.
Secretary because now I know about it. Under the Crimes Act, I'm going to act with the assistance of the Secretary. Thank you very much. I'll now call